Ladies, if you're with a man who doesn't understand the divine nature of the feminine energy, he may not be the man for you. Because the level of time, attention, and care it takes to manage your lovely, beautiful hair, man, it varies, but it is no walk in the park. Even though I'm in the park walking. That's not what I did there. Bars. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is, wow, when you understand the level of nurturing it takes to fully, truly take care of someone, to provide for them, whether it be a meal, grooming, building something for them. The only time good quality outcomes happen is when the person who's giving you that service is truly meant to do and be in that purpose. Like my hairstylist and other stylists I use who understands and they have the gifts in their hands to weave and help and make hair come alive again. That is a gift. And what price do you really put on it based on the toxic masculine standards of the capitalistic society? Oh, he sounds like a sim. Like, no, motherfucker. I had to sit in a chair for so long to get my hair this nice and flufferized. What's the word I'm looking for? Moisturized? I don't even know these terms yet, but they're important for the body. And I'm saying, hey, there's no way you can rush that process. So why are we not allotting the time for nature to do what she needs to do properly? Ah, that's where the exploitation comes from. That's where the gaslighting comes in. That's where all the manipulation and lies and deception needs to happen, because when you realize, man, if we're adults and we're supposed to be able to be sovereign and self-governing, why are we allowing those to make decisions for us that's hurting us? Oh, we know why now. Because those who has the currency and the guns makes the rules, right? You see? That's why your First Amendment told you to always speak your truth authentically, or that's what you're supposed to do. And just be clear and honest. And then when people couldn't do that, you had your Second Amendment. For those who want to fuck around and find out, and for those who in, civil servant positions got too arrogant and too high head on their power, hey, they need to calm down, because I'm Haitian, so 1804 runs in my blood. I'm a Zoe, so the spirit don't break. I'm a nine ether, so I don't die and I always come back. So why should I live in fear? Why should I be scared to speak my truth? Why should I be scared to stand up for those who might not have the confidence or the aura or the charisma to get points across in a nice, clean, efficient way that still gets the job done? You got a lot of these fugazis out here. I mean, I'm talking to a lot of you men who want to act Christ-like, but man, you don't got that Christ within. Because that Christ within is an energy that you must know thyself to move in a flow in a way that is uniquely yours. And when it's yours, no one can deny it. No one can take it from you. You know why? Because it dwells within you. But if you're just another copy and paste dude, eventually your script runs out. And when you don't have no more scriptures to go off, that's when people get violent. That's when people get condescending. That's when people says, you know what? While you was looking down in that Bible, we was building up an army. And by the time you looked up, we took your land, we took your women, and we took your self of identity. That's the Western Christian way. And a lot of us African American men and women, nine ether beings, Caribbeans, Hispanics, cultics of all over the world who understand that we are all one under the sun. We're trying to look around like, the elephants have packed the room. And a lot of you people still think working hard, going to school, and get a college, even though we have ChatGPT, even though most jobs are going to be obsolete because of AI, it's the American way. It's the American way for you guys, because you guys only have your 401ks, Rothschilds, all this fictitious money backed away on this digital world where you're not in control of it. So technically, Uncle Sam has a lot of you men domesticated and on your knees Because the moment you decide to push past the norm, well, we see what happened to a lot of our black leaders: MLK, Malcolm X, Garvey, the Black Panthers, GP Newton. Come on, the list goes on and on. And half the names I can't remember this number because I didn't really get a great American government education, but I know my ancestors from my bloodline. And then recently, what happened to the great American white Charlie Kirk? You speak truth, especially as a man. You must be prepared for the glory, consequence, and the burden that comes onto you. But when you're surrounded by those you actually love, you start to see who's really the wicked ones. Now, did anyone want to make a change? Or after so many crazy things where we blatantly see we're being controlled by corporations and a tyrannical government, are willing to stop? Or just going to go back to their job and have others do the work? And then once all the dust settles from all the bloodshed, those who did nothing try to come and scoop up the rewards, acting like they're meant to. Come on. You smell that? You know other men can smell bullshit on a man who's not really experienced in what he claims to be. You don't gotta be perfect. You don't gotta be the expert at it. But come on. Too many men are talking on topics that they have no idea on other than theory. While the men with experience growing, healing, fighting, what else? Building, are being pushed to the side because for so long money talks and not authenticity in real life experience. But when crisis hit, when house begins to get flooded, when too many kids go missing, when fires can't be prevented, when you have a whole entire generation of youth either going to sex work, criminality, or becoming drug addicts, well, eventually we're going to have to start looking at the sources of all these incidents. We have to start looking at the people who are in these positions, high and low, because it starts from somewhere. And those who've been trying to call it out, now we're just like, okay, I mean, we can say we told you so, but that doesn't change anything. Now it's time to, hey, the ones who are still coherent in 2026, the one who looks healthy in 2026, the ones who can show the receipts of the fruits of their labor and can go back and prove that they are the man or they are the woman that they claim to be, those are the ones you're going to have to start looking at towards. And when you hear them speak, you're going to feel that resonance hits different. You know why? Because when we hear authentic men and women speak from their real life experience and it's coming from a genuine place, it has a different type of resonance frequency that hits the heart. It comes with no malice. It comes with no manipulation. This is where you just talk from love and it's truthful. So when you speak from the heart, it is truth and love. Who else say that? Don't say in your Bible it's supposed to be talking, live that way. Live that way. Ooh. Well, you're starting to realize there are those who have different cultures, different ideologies, different ways of expressing God, who have Christ within them, but they're not connected to the church that historically has been proven to be, I mean, myself included, who hasn't gotten molested, raped, financially scammed, hurt in a church. Are this a good one? Absolutely. But if the devil is present, the devil is present. And your place of sanctuary has been compromised, well, that's something we have to be honest about. There's something that has been compromised. It's just trying to throw the baby out with the bathwater. However, there are some real conversations from the spiritual community and from the church and religious people that you're going to have to address it, because last I checked, it's your sons and daughters who are out here with drug addictions. It's your sons and daughters who are out here murdering people. It's your sons and daughters who are prostituting themselves on the streets. It's your sons and daughters who are spiritually and emotionally lost. It's your sons and daughters who are homeless because they went to school for 18 years, learned jack shit, really, because I experienced it myself, went to college, got some kind of lessons, but got more of the party and drugs and sex. And so when you graduated that, plus all the college debt, don't wait to even start their lives other than to work a mediocre job to try to pay back the people who put you through the whole system. It is a diabolical a diabolical plan that these people has put on the American men and women through the psychological spiritual warfare. It is brilliant in the way it was executed, let's admit, and the way people bought into it. Some just realized the easy sex and easy money that was coming through the dumbing it down of the American race by all demographics. It started with the African Americans, but if the black man breaks, it's a domino effect. If the black woman breaks, it's a domino effect. I said it. Not to be racist, not to be arrogant. We know the truth now. And so now it's time for, first, black men, those who have been doing the work, connect, speak, build. Women, these are the men you want to build with. Build the men who don't talk and make money. Build the men who go out into the world and through the provision people want to give them money. That's what makes a difference. You can make money. How? You have to use the Demer's system. But if I go anywhere in the world and I say I am able to do X, Y, and Z, build, sing, and it's a talent or a skill that it is wanted, guess what? You can get paid in almost any currency. That's why women are the walking ATM. That's why they say the oldest profession was prostitution, because unless you're a male prostitute, guess what? A woman, you can always go somewhere where a man is willing to pay to have you around. And pay didn't always mean a fiat currency. Pay meant, hey, you can stay here for the night, for the week, for the month, being part of my crew. Yeah, those you can make your own decisions if you understand what you actually want in life. And then you start to realize there are people who actually understand what you want in life because they're on the same wavelength, on the same rhythm and flow. So y'all learn to flow together. And this is where you get your soulmates. This is where you get your twin flames. This is where you get those people who love polygamy. This is where you get your people who love polygyny. And then you get those people who just don't like human beings and they're on their own with their pets or, they're out in the mountains. The thing about harmony is harmony. You go where you belong, you go where you fit, and you go where you thrive. And if you know where you are doesn't help you thrive, you gotta realize, hey, am I not putting enough effort in what I need to do to be the best person I need to be? Or am I in a position or in a job or in a relationship or in an environment that is detrimental to my health, mentally, physically, and spiritually? The only way you can assess that is actually to self-reflect and actually be honest about who you are and where you are in your life, to admit when you don't know things and who can you actually seek to go find that. This is where people like me, manual with Return to Spirit, where I offer my soul dialogues, where I offer Reiki, where I offer sound healing, helps you see life from a different perspective that is beneficial to you. And then once you understand that benefits and the way you flow naturally, this is where you can then find people who actually match that flow rather than compromising your ideologies, your growth, your life experience to conform to a relationship, to a job, or to a certain situation because you don't know how to, stand in your identity because you've been knocked down for so long. It happens. It does take time. It can be scary being in the vessel and unconsciously living for so many years. However, when you're willing to really admit to yourself that, hey, I'm lost or I got it going on, but I just got these few places in my life that needs help. Now, without shame, without guilt, you could begin to seek that out. And so what we're seeing now, you're going to see a lot of fugaziness start to fall off because people are going to start snapping. You know why? Because something synthetic can't last in something that's authentic. And the way Mother Earth is moving, both physically and spiritually, the lies can't hold up anymore. The artificial structures can't withstand the raging and birthing of what she's trying to bring into this new paradigm. And then your women, you're going to start to see the men who actually have aura and experience And you're going to realize, you know what? For this type of man, I don't mind that he has another woman, 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, because you realize you still get the seed. You realize you still get the provision. You realize you still get the benefits. You realize you still get the protection. And you realize you can still get the dick down done right, because if it wasn't, why are the other 5 women sticking around? Now you're number 6 in a part of the clique, and you get to benefit all the other resources that the clique brings, because we all bring something to the table. And so when you're surrounded by a table of women that you actually love and like, and you want to work together, and then you have a masculine provision man over there who's willing to help you guys argue and get things situated when the catfights happen, girl, those were some of the best homes I walked into when I was a deputy, or just walking in life and meeting people. And it's like, wow, it's really possible. But it's only possible when you know what you want in life. And typically, men and women who go into the world with enough authenticity, the earlier you start it, it's the more easier and the more natural it looks. So it looks beautiful. It looks floetic. It looks something that you can just easily copy and paste. But the inner work, baby, the external exterior, you just see what was done within, and now you're starting to see it without. And that's all because the thoughts above was coming got clear, authentic, and loving below into this vessel, which then I didn't use my throat chakra and speak out into the ethers for all to hear and see. That's just the spirit of manual. And when people ask me who am I am who I am. And once you're able to say that, and then you say, okay, what does that mean? Then you go tell them, look at the fruits of my labor. Go look and go talk to people who I helped and healed, build with, cooked for, whatever it may be. We all got different gifts. And Christ is not, getting on your knees reading the Bible thumping stuff. Christ is just knowing, I know God has put me on this planet to help the turtles, to help the dolphins, to help build some of the greatest and most safest infrastructures that stand the test of time. You can go to Egypt, you can go to Mexico, you can go to certain parts of the world where you see the works of the 9 ether man and woman, and other ones who also help, because once upon a time in Lemuria and Atlantis, things are cooler, way better. And we're returning to those times, and so I'm excited for that. Oh yeah, so by the way, so people don't think I'm crazy and I don't get Baker Act, I have to list, I went through high school, got my high school degree, at the same time maintained a high school job while playing high school sports, football and track, held a part-time job, got my AA at BC, then went to FAU, Florida Atlantic University, where I received my bachelor's degree in criminal justice, which after that, I worked security at Hunter's Run in one of the most prestigious, homes in Hunter's Run. Yeah, that's one of those rich people homes, where I was well respected by the community and respected by the staff. And then from there, worked and served the Bar Sheriff's Office for 6 years. And yet, I still stand before you and tell you I'm a celestial being. What people would call seraphims, Elohims. We're not all humans. We're entities and flesh. We come out the wombs, out the matrix. However, the aura and energy, you just can't quite put your finger on it. You're like, what's that flow? What's that glow? Like, shh. The gods have returned. The men and women of God are out here doing God's work. And so we express the word of God, the love of God, the art of God, the music of God. And when you ask what God is, it is that man or woman best and strongest expression of what they love to do. And it's done with so much truth, it's magical. It's beautiful. Yeah. So, that's a little tidbit. I'll probably talk more about my celestial beings more as we get into the year of the fire horse, because what are we pretending for? If someone doesn't believe who you say you are, guess what? You either lying or you just gotta have to trample over them and let them know who you are. And trample over them doesn't mean physical, unless they're trying to fuck around and find out. Trample over them just means use your authenticity to straight up break the illusion they're trying to cast over your life, the doubt that they're trying to put into your heart, the shame and guilt that they're trying to make you change who you say you are. Work at it, and then you're going to see, hey, I am who I say I am, because I can see myself in the mirror. And then when people reflect back to me who I say I am, you start to see the resemblance, because we're all mirrors of something, right? Anyways, I'm gonna finish this walk with some nice peace and quiet, and see you guys on the next video. And if you like this, like, share, and subscribe. I am Manual Guide, and remember, God dwells within. Ashe, Ashe, peace.